Hi, I'm Kari. Welcome to the Be 100% podcast with the Brett Trino Foundation. We are here at I don't know, triple 5 star. It keeps going up every session. We're at a 5 star resort called Torino Ranch, and I'm not lying when I say it's a 5 star resort, but we're actually at camp. We're at Camp Cartwheel right now, and we have a special guest who you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Ethan Garcia, also known as Avocado, and I'm one of the campers here. I'm in the final cabin, like the oldest cabin, called the Motley Crew. Shout out to them.
You guys have a stellar reputation around camp, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been working that up for the past few 3 days.
You'll have to give me some of the intel, okay?
I got you.
So, how'd you get the camp name? Everybody asks you this. Avocado.
Okay, so the Camp Avocado all started back in like 2016 when I became a camper and I came in with green hair.
Okay.
So I came in with dyed green hair. And I've been going through so many names in the past. Like I was going through like Bumblebee, like
Yeah.
Captain Toad, just a whole bunch. Even I felt bad for my counselors too because they kept on having to remember different names,
Yeah.
and they called me by my old names too. But I just thought maybe I should just change it again, but into like a better name that I would keep in the future, which was Avocado
Very cool.
from my green hair and because I kind of like avocados.
You kind of like
Yeah,
avocados. Okay, what about guacamole, though?
guacamole.
Everyone loves guacamole, right?
Yes,
Oh,
especially with chips. Yep,
I know,
they're the
right?
best.
Favorite food. Yeah. So, what brought you here as a camper? Like, what was that situation?
So I'm here from a camp. I'm kind of involved because of my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
She had, I think, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure she had some type of diabetes as well. And I also have a bleeding disorder called von Willebrand's disease. And that's kind of how I'm involved in all this and how I'm in the cap.
So, do you mind? I'm sure a lot of people listening don't understand von Willebrand's. Do you mind giving us any?
Oh
Just,
yeah, no problem.
I mean, you don't have to go into a long education, but
Right.
just help us understand
Little
what that is.
small little details, yeah.
Yeah.
So von Willebrand's disease is actually a bleeding disorder that if I bleed, I could bleed too much and could lead to like serious problems for my health. So if I get like a small cut, sometimes it could bleed out because the blood clots in my veins don't really clot up as much. They can clot, but they start to fall apart, and that's something bad for me because I need to stop bleeding, and if I lose too much blood, it's pretty bad for me. And it also causes frequent nosebleeds. Sometimes, yeah, those are the worst.
And it's just genetic?
Um, it's mostly genetic, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And I was told that not everybody really knows about the bleeding disorder because they how do I say it? People say that their bleeds are normal. Like if they bleed too much, they think it's normal because oh, my dad used to bleed like that,
Mm.
and they don't get it checked out by the doctor. But that's how most bleeding disorders get unchecked. So that's like one of the main problems. Almost 100, like in 1 in 100 people are diagnosed with bleeding disorder, but a lot of people have no idea they even have it, and they could be in serious like trouble if they bleed way too much. Paramedics won't even know what to do if they find them. You know.
Wow. And so, what do you do for yourself, precautionary, to keep you from obviously having any? I know at this podcast station we have a little flies
Yeah.
occasionally. That's part of being outside. Bonus, right?
Yep.
Flies. Anyways, what precautions do you take? I mean, obviously you're probably careful more
Hmm.
than most.
Yeah. I try to be a little bit more careful than most, but I also try and still do most everything that I can like a normal person. I don't really like to categorize myself as like special or that I need help, like someone holding my hand all the time. I kind of just try and be myself, not really put the von Willebrand's disease into my personality. I try to just stay normal like everybody else, and yeah, just some of the precautions
Yeah.
is like making sure if I bleed, just make sure it's treated pretty quickly. Like putting ice on where it's affected, making sure I hold like the vessel so it stops like the bleeding a little bit. And if I bleed too much, I also have medication for that too. So I try to keep that a little bit around too, just for emergencies and everything.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility. How old are you?
I'm 17.
Yeah, for such a young guy, it's a lot of responsibility to carry around and to have to be so aware of your body and what's going on around you, a lot for 17,
Right.
So how do you think, does your life differ from other typical 17-year-olds? What does that look like?
I mean, my life doesn't really differ as much. It's just I try not to play like too much of contact sports like football and like hockey.
Hmm.
I try and stay away from those a little bit. But I like to get in a little bit, maybe play some flag football because that's a little safer. But it's not really that different, other than just being a little bit more careful.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that part of it. So I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I know. So how has the camp experience been for you?
The camp experience has been really nice.
Yeah,
I gotta
you
say,
could
even
tell
though
by the
it's
grin on your face.
yeah, even though it's my like almost final year here as a camper, at least.
I was just gonna say, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
as a camper,
Yeah.
I've been living it to the fullest so far. Everything's been super cool. Lake's really nice. Everything's really nice. Everybody here is super nice too. Meeting new counselors, new friends, some old
Mm-hmm.
friends too. And yeah,
Yeah. The thing I love too is everybody's popular here. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
everyone's the same. So we're all, accepted, appreciated, valued, all those wonderful things that sometimes in life don't come so easily,
it's
especially at school.
yeah, it's like we're just a whole big family here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody.
I
Everybody
love
treats
that.
everybody with respect. Everybody loves everybody. That's about it.
So do you have any standout moments that like have really just landed on you and maybe changed the direction of your life? Like at camp, like just moments that have made you take pause and really.
Some moments I gotta say were probably during like a skit night. So we do little skits on like the second day, I believe, first day, and
We heard about one last night.
yeah.
Keep going. We want details.
Okay, so the skit night, and I was almost like part of the lead role, like second to lead role, and I was nervous. I was super scared. I was like trying to back out as much as I could, but I got up there, a little stage fright, but after I started getting into it, everybody was talking to me okay, like it was just a normal conversation.
Yeah.
It's like everything changed. At first you're like terrified, like you're in front of like thousands of people. But then you take a look for a second and you just realize that it's just the whole big family. It's like you're a normal family. Nobody's gonna say anything. It's just friends and family. So after that, I've been a little bit more out. I've a little more extroverted, no more introverted. I've been out a little bit more, doing more fun, trying new things. Like back then, I didn't want to do the rock wall. I was afraid of the heights, even though it's not really that high. But
Mm-hmm.
even though it's a little high, I got up the courage to do it, and everybody cheered me on. So that kind of it felt good. It felt really nice just
Wonderful.
to try
Yeah.
new things and everything.
Yeah. And so Rockwall's been new to you,
Hmm.
doing a skit in front of 10,000 people.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like for me too, by the way. Every time, and I've been here I've been here a long time. And every single time on that stage, I still get nervous, and I don't know why. When I know probably everyone in the audience, it's still just, a fear that I think some of us have just innately, yeah. And yet I could sit here and have these personal conversations until I can't breathe. So I love talking and getting to know people, I think, more on a intimate scale. That's wrong. So anyways, but so what activity has been your favorite?
So far, my favorite activity
Uh-huh.
has gotta be, I gotta say, the ones that involve like the water. So mostly like the lakeside and the paddleboarding. Paddleboarding is one of my favorite. Just being able to just chill on one of the paddles or on
Love
the
it out there.
canoes. It's just kind of relaxing, just listening to the water, everybody else, just having little side conversations, just chilling around.
Very cool. And so let's say you it's not I wouldn't say you have to, but you let's encourage you to give us an idea of what would you do to improve camp?
Improve
Yeah,
camp.
there has to be some improvement. What would it be?
Hmm.
Could be activity, could be anything. Sky's the limit. No budget.
If I could, I would say another week, but
Yeah.
that's a little too much.
No, but that's so cool.
Yeah, I would say another week. There's not enough days to
Did you hear
capture
that,
all the
NVCCF?
fun.
So,
Maybe another day, if that's possible. But
yeah, maybe another day.
either
Okay.
like another day or maybe some like a little bit more freedom. I don't know if that's like possible, but maybe like a little bit more cabin time or just free time, just to maybe go see other cabins, like hanging out with other cabins, or like just free time to go to like an activity that you want to go back to,
Hmm.
like I was at arts and crafts, but I already went to paddleboarding. Like I want to go to paddleboarding again, so maybe we could do that like during free time.
Interesting. So almost like just having an hour where you can choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's reasonable. We'll make that happen. I have no idea, by the way. I have nothing to do with management. I have no influence. All right. Well, and then so what does the future look like for you? What are your gifts and talents, and if you could be anything and do anything, what would that be?
So I'm currently in a like an engineering school.
This is a trend here. We have a lot of potential engineers.
Yeah, I'm located at Central Technical Training Academy. Shout out to them. Um, and it's a new school that just opened up, and it's like a 2 year school, so it's only like not sophomores, juniors and seniors, and it's like a 2 year program. And right now I'm in a dual enrollment, so I do dual enrollment at CSN and at high school as well. So it's a cool little thing to just to get a little ahead. Next year I'm gonna be doing like welding and like electrical systems and everything like that.
Hmm.
So I kind of want to do something in the kind of like mechanical engineering type, maybe automotive.
Yeah. Engineering could take you in so many directions. So you're thinking like automotive, like engineering, like building the designs, or like what are you thinking there?
Kind of, yeah. Engineering, kind of like uh, it's hard to explain. Kind of maintenance on like certain machines that they
Mm-hmm.
use in like warehouses and like big companies, kind of like Sephora. I went down to Sephora for like a field trip, and they had these like huge conveyor belts that went all across like the
Hmm.
warehouse, which is pretty cool. And like I kind of just want to do maintenance on one of those. Like that'd be kind of cool, just to fix a conveyor belt, or even like one of their scanning machines, or like the boxers. The boxes are really nice too. How they just box up the packages, real nice.
So you like to fix things.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's kind of what I want to do.
That sounds cool. Yeah. Well, I have no doubt, none, that you will achieve whatever you want in life. I mean that. You've already persevered through some challenges and you seem so responsible.
Thank you.
I hope you're actually, I love that you came on and you were like, Motley,
Yeah.
the Motley cabin, because it's just like, I would love to, I love knowing that you're having fun because you seem like I grew up really quick and early. And so, probably would have liked to have a little more fun as a 17-year-old if I could go back.
Yeah, I've been told by most of the counselors that they would do anything to become a young cabin camper again. Like
Yeah.
they would do anything. It's like
Wow.
so much better than being a counselor. That they have more fun basically. But you still have fun as being a counselor. I've been told too.
Yeah, it's fun. All of the positions are really fun. I think camper is probably the most fun because obviously you don't have many responsibilities, right?
Yeah,
But if you could change anything in your history, would you? What would you change?
if I could, I'd probably change not trying things sooner. I want to be able to. I would. I would change being able to try things sooner because there's a lot of things I could have done back then, a lot more fun, I would say. A lot more like experiences.
Okay.
That's what I would have changed.
I'm going to hold you to that for your future.
Okay.
All right. Seriously. You got a lot of youth left. Don't let it go by. Because you have the desire. I can see it in you. Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us.
No, thank you for inviting me.